your physical appearance means nothing when you're in the environments that should mean the most to you. It is the least important, least attractive thing about you. We've got a milestone happening in our episode today. The girls have their very first sponsor, and coincidentally, it is with a brand that we both have loved for many years. B's actually being an advocate for their products today.
Yeah, I'm wearing the brown mascara, which goes with my complexion. Lash Therapy Australia's 5th birthday is coming up, and you know what that means. Huge 20% sale live now.
So if you guys want longer and fuller looking lashes, head to lashtherapyaustralia.com.au and find the perfect lash and brow routine for you. This is Liv and Let B
With Liv and B.
Jack's away this week, so I've had a little bit more time alone than usual, and I'm also in my luteal phase. So my brain naturally has just been on overdrive.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I'm having a shower, getting ready, I feel like that's my opportunity to have gratitude and recenter myself with positive thoughts and not getting too deep about things when doing that isn't really serving me in the moment. So I thought, what if you're listening to this episode in a moment where you might be feeling similar? And I wanted to give you guys a prompt to have a moment of gratitude, because there's so much goodness in life, and sometimes it's easy to get all up in your head and negative, and yeah, it just doesn't really serve us sometimes.
Yeah, but it happens and everyone can relate to that. Let's start with you. What are you grateful for?
Well, I am grateful that my body is healthy and I was able to go to the gym and have a walk this morning. That's definitely something that we take for granted, being able to do that. I'm grateful for my skin check being completely clear.
Oh.
And I have like 400 chances of something being wrong because I have so many freckles and moles, but I'm all in the clear.
That's so good.
You also just feel so productive when you do that stuff. What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my partner's family. I'm actually going to my future brother and sister-in-law's joint birthday dinner tonight, and Jack's away. So it's so nice to feel like it would be more weird if I didn't go. You know, I don't have to have him around to feel like I'm welcome there and I'm meant to be there as well. What are you grateful for?
So I did a different class this morning at my little gym that I go to. And it's all like very like circuit high intensity sort of stuff. And I was like, this is not, they had those assault bikes. Anyway, I was grateful.
Really? At Hustle?
Yeah. They pulled them out.
From where?
The back. I don't know. I never thought they had them.
Yeah.
I walk in, I was like, shit.
Hold up. This is getting serious.
Yeah. But I'm grateful that I actually found it a lot easier than what I thought. And that is because of all the consistency like this year. So I'm grateful, for my body and strength, and that I've had friends who have supported and trained with me, and it just made me feel
like you could do it.
Yeah.
More
like
capable.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, perfect. Add that to the little weekly routine. And I'm grateful for, I guess, just how, you know, after the last few months, I'm grateful for Mum and just how strong she's been through everything. I think that makes me feel strong as well. So I'm just grateful to have a core, connection in my brother, like grateful for him. And it's just been really nice. Things like, you know, a death in the family or whatever it might be.
Massive life thing.
It brings everyone together. So, yeah, I'm grateful in a weird way that it kind of went the way it did. And, grateful for my family, my best friends.
I feel like it definitely makes you realign with things that are important when you take a second to think about the goodness in your life.
Yeah. So, we want you, wherever you're listening to this right now, to do the same.
Anywhere that you are, maybe take a few deep breaths and think about some things that have made you really happy, or, just things that you're grateful for.
So we felt grateful. We've done our little checklist to the topic, which is all about our relationship to health and fitness over the years, and sort of reflecting back on things that we've done and how we used to view fitness and the benefits of that when we were a lot younger, and how it's changed now in our late 20s. Because, yeah, as you get older, your bodies change and you go through so many things. So I think my relationship to fitness is, so different.
So drastic from when you first started to now.
Yeah, for sure.
I think mindset is the biggest thing that changes throughout it. And I also think that we're constantly chasing dopamine. Like, dopamine's the easiest way to find motivation, and when something isn't mentally stimulating you anymore, you can lose that interest in it. And I feel like it's so normal to have ebbs and flows with your consistency and your relationship with exercise. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Like, we're always trying to find dopamine. If you love doing something, when you're doing it, you're not thinking, can't wait for this to be over, or, oh, maybe I won't do this tomorrow. You just do it.
Yeah. When did you start properly training, I guess? Like, was it something throughout school? I don't think I really did. It was more just sports in school.
Yeah.
But it's like that thing when you leave school, you're kind of like, well, I'm not playing touch footy on Monday nights with like older people anymore. So that automatically eliminates the
exercise.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, got to start going to the gym. What does that even mean? I'm 18.
And it's so intimidating thinking about doing that, because
in a commercial gym.
Yeah. Oh, no. No, I went the opposite. Sorry, I'm really something's going on in my throat today.
That's okay.
Yeah, like when you're driving home from school and you see these like massive swole dudes walking out of the gym, you're like, oh my God, that's so
terrifying.
Scary. Yeah. And then you don't even know what you're going to do in there. And I think we left school when social media it wasn't really massive. People weren't sharing reels. It was very much still images. So what to do in the gym wasn't so visually available. Yeah, I went the opposite way, because I danced all throughout high school and then I stopped in grade 11. So then leaving school, I was like, exercise is not for me. I hated athletics at school too. So I was never sporty.
Okay.
So I was never inclined to go, because I thought, no, that's not for me. And I actually remember a specific moment with my first social media agent. She's messaging me jobs like, oh, this activewear brand wants to shoot with you, or wants you to, do a post. And we both literally made a joke like, oh my God, could you imagine like anti-gym girl doing activewear posts? Because I just was so disconnected from the idea of me stepping foot into the gym. I think I was 22 when something flipped in my brain, and it was one of my ex-partner's friends' girlfriends. We were at the pub with the boys and she's telling me, oh yeah, I went to the gym this morning, and I thought, oh, all of a sudden, like, it doesn't seem so foreign, because someone I know who is the same age as me, kind of looks the same as me, is going and doing this by herself. So then I thought, oh, what are you doing? And she's like, I go to these arena like cardio hit classes every morning. And I thought, that's my in. Like, something's got to change. So then that was where
it started.
The start. Yeah.
Yeah. See, even group things, I was always like a solo.
Take us back to the start.
Well,
what got you there? What got you to your first experience?
I think I remember just signing up to a random gym down the road.
Just randomly?
Yeah. Or actually, I lie. I would go with my mum to like boxer size.
Yeah.
Those boxer size classes? Yeah. And they were really fun. And then.
So she was already doing this?
Yeah.
And had she been doing this like?
For a bit, yeah. For a while.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
That you could do that with her.
And that was cool. And then I would go, I think I just joined a random gym, would go a little bit, but I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I tried an F45 class, hated it.
Why did you hate it, you think?
Because it was so high intensity that I was looking around, I'm like, I'm actually not feeling it, because I just don't think you're doing the movements properly when you're going that quick.
Yeah.
You can't. It's
Yeah.
like you're meant to be, slowing it down a little bit. And I just felt like I'm doing it, but I'm not actually getting the feeling I'm meant to be getting.
So you're searching for a specific feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And I just find it like a waste of time. I'm like, why am I just going to a class, moving around, acting like I'm doing something when really it's just, it's not actually hitting or feeling the little burn. And then my body nothing was changing, I guess. So then you're like, oh, I'm doing more, but less is happening.
Yeah, I totally understand why you would feel that way. I think as we get older too, you realize that different forms of exercise are fulfilling in different ways for different people. And it comes down to, like we said, the mindset thing. And when you're going to exercise, there's not always just one goal of changing your physique. You know, sometimes it is just a form of therapy for people. And for me, on the contrary of your experience, because I'm such an overthinker, for me to go and do a 45-minute class where I am just next station, timers, this, it gives me less opportunity to be in my head.
Okay.
So I actually loved it. And
we're so like the opposite.
Yeah.
With that.
But
it makes so much sense.
Yeah. I didn't feel fulfilled when I started doing weights because I thought I'm not puffed, I'm not sweating. So we both had different origins and it's so interesting.
Yeah.
But it does emphasize the importance of doing what makes your mind happy because then your body will follow. And if you walk into the gym and you're already like, I'm not even excited to do jump squats.
Hate.
Then
don't tell me to jump.
Then you're just going to resent the whole session.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our first piece of advice for the episode is don't do anything that you don't want to do when it comes to exercise. Like if you wake up and you go, you know, XYZ forms of movement are not exciting me right now, do the thing that's exciting. And that might just be a walk and that's enough. You know, you shouldn't be forcing yourself to do exercise just because you think that's what you should be doing.
Yeah, it comes in so many different forms as well these days, which is awesome. Like you don't have to just go to a normal commercial gym. And yeah, we'll obviously get to where we're at now and what we value in exercise itself. But yeah, I think that's a good little point because so many women our age would be listening right now and I think they will look back and be like, shit, they would spend money on all these PT sessions or trying to do all this stuff and feeling your week. And then if you are chasing results or if just a mental clarity, whatever it might be, you're actually not feeling it. You're feeling more overwhelmed. Therefore, your body, I feel like, holds on to stress then you don't change.
Yeah. Massively. You know, stress is huge.
Yes. And let's just preface, we're not professionals.
In any sort of way. No. We're speaking of just our personal experience.
And that's when I notice my body isn't changing, is when I'm either stressed, I'm not getting enough sleep, or drinking water, obviously. They're like the three main things. But it's mostly stress is the biggest one.
That's massive. And the times that I've transformed my body in the most extreme ways is when I never actually intended to do it. And it's just because of that dopamine of I'm doing something that's exciting me every day. And when I reflect back on the times where I've been the leanest I ever have, I'm like, why was it so effortless for me to be there? And it's just because I was enjoying what I was doing.
Yeah. Your mindset was just completely different. You'd probably be jumping out of bed to go do it. Yeah.
But it is like the more you do something, the better you feel, the more you want to do it. Exactly. And that's where it comes down to that whole, you know, it takes a certain amount of time to build the habit and at first this and that. People like runners say the first 2Ks are like mentally the hardest and then they hit a certain point where their mind is in it and it's just flowing and then their body tries to give up. That was very interesting when I heard someone say that.
Yeah. It's true though. It is that initial thing and then it does become second nature. But I think it then is the stage of life you're at too plays a huge part. Like when we look back at our leanest, if we want to say that, and again, it's not for that reason. When we think back at that, it was, you know, fresh out of a breakup, which explains the mindset because then you're like, I'm just doing it for me. I don't have anyone else to think about. I'm not stressed. I'm fucking on
Thriving.
one, thriving. So your body, your mind, you just feel unstoppable and you're just, I don't know, it's that feeling and the energy you're putting out just then comes out in your body, your skin and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. And as we're speaking, I am putting myself back into the mindset of a girl who was so impressionable during those times where I was focusing on what I physically was looking like, and hearing someone say, oh, it was a breakup that did that for me. That is not encouragement for you guys to turn a page with your relationship because you think, that's going to make me lock on.
To a point.
And I do think that when you're so desperate to like lock into a consistent routine, so you want those effortless results, you do think of these quick fixes.
That's not sustainable. There's always going to be a crash. Like you can't sustain that level of energy when you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Yeah, I think that's a good point, is like to get that consistency, it has to come from a genuine place of wanting to be healthy and fit for like the longevity, not just like you said, the quick fix, the quick thing of looking a certain way for a certain reason or proving a point sort of thing.
That mindset has definitely come with the evolution of where we started and what we've learned, where we are now and the phases that we've been in. It is way easier said than done to be like exercise for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Like way easier.
Yeah.
And I actually had an interesting thought today too, that a lot of good things are fueled by ego. For example, I did a group class one week and it was just like me and two other people. And then I did a group class another week and there was like me and like 15 other people. Leaving that class, I felt so different to the other one. I thought, what's the difference? And I thought, there's people around me doing the same thing. So it makes you like subconsciously competitive and also think, I want to be achieving what everyone else is achieving. I want to be here locked in the same way everyone else is. So that's another way that you can sort of like use your ego to your advantage, if that makes sense. Caring about what other people think, but in like a good way that helps you be motivated.
It does make you get that competitive edge, which I think is a healthy thing. Everyone, it's good to be competitive in a healthy way, and it drives you to be like, I'll push myself to this. Then you walk out and you go, see, I can do it. And then it builds more confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And I know what you're trying to say. I can imagine you in the class being like,
well, for example, there might be someone like double my age and they're like not taking a breath on the bloody ski erg. And I'm thinking, I've got no excuse not to keep up with old mate next to me, I
was going to ask you, I just had a little thought. You know how there was all these sort of diets or cleanses or like green juices and all this fucking bullshit. Don't eat after a certain time or all that sort of stuff. Did you get into
the propaganda?
Yeah.
I say. Do you remember the first one was that skinny me tea?
Yes. Yes.
That came out when we were at school.
Yeah.
That was like the first time.
Even that name. That is crazy.
Imagine someone doing that now.
Skinny me tea.
Immediately done. And all it did was make girls shit themselves.
Yeah. No wonder why now girls in high school would just be struggling so much about what they need to be doing, because that came out when we were so young. Imagine the stuff now. And I know it is being a bit more healthy in the way of people you might see and admire, and they're trying to enforce a more healthy lifestyle and not your quick fixes. It's more like longevity. But that was such a thing. Get abs in like 2 weeks. Like all these little things. It was like bikini body in 4 weeks.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy to think what we considered was a solution based on that instant gratification we were like looking for. Like the first time you think, I want to look a certain way, you want it right now. I want to put a lot of emphasis on delayed gratification, because that's where all the goodness is. Moving your body every day, because in 20 years you want to be able to keep up with your kids and still be able to bend over and not have pain. That is more important than starving yourself to be skinny.
Or something on in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you're back to square one after, then you beat yourself up about it.
Because then you've deprived yourself. you've done this extreme thing that's putting stress on your body, like you said. So when you do start to feel, okay, maybe that's not my goal anymore, then you relax a bit, then you indulge, and then it's just, it's
gone.
And this is only something I've learned the last 2 years.
Yeah. When you do get older, you start to think differently and you go, okay, you look at your parents or you look at your grandparents and you're like, all right, really it is the movement. It doesn't have to be much, but when you get older, your bones change, everything changes. So I even say to my dad, like, he's older now, and it's like, well, even if you're doing laps down the hallway, like that is so simple, but you're up, you're not laying down in bed. Those little things all benefit. And yeah, your mindset, just when you're thinking that way, you're more consistent, I think.
It's a shift in values as well. Like, for example, I can think back to when I was my leanest and I was training so much. I didn't have the knowledge, the nutritional knowledge to fuel myself correctly. So I lost all this weight, lost my period. And to be honest, that was like the biggest wake up call. I was thinking, something's not right. There's something I need to change. And like for me now, I think about.
How long did you lose your period for again?
6 months.
It's a long time.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was more than 4 months.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm with myself and I think, would I want to go back there? Like, do I want to be that person again? And like, complete transparency, I fucking loved when I was my leanest. Like, I felt like I didn't have to think about what I was going to wear because I had less insecurities about my body because I knew that from every angle I was so lean and ripped. But I had less availability for my friends and family because I was training so much. I had less energy because I wasn't eating enough. I didn't have my period. And right now I'm like, I want a child one day. You can't, like, how am I meant to do that if I want to go back there? And to be honest, your physical appearance means fucking nothing when you're in the environments that should mean the most to you. When you're with your family and friends, no one fucking cares what you look like. Sorry to swear.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of talking to myself. Like, it is the least important, least attractive thing about you is your appearance. And I will tell you right now, no one fucking knows if you have put on 2 to 5 kilos. No one can tell except you. So get over it. Show up. And this is where it comes back to the gratitude thing as well. When you're getting ready and you feel like you're a little bit fluffier than you once used to be, think about, I'm so grateful that I have clothes in my wardrobe that I can dress myself to now go and have such an enjoyable, wonderful time with people who love me, no matter what.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, I'm getting passionate. It's just so consuming. Exercise, diet, fixating on what you think you want to look like physically. Like, it's so consuming.
Yeah.
But it's just like getting on the other side of that and not being consumed by that is so much fucking better than thinking you look amazing because you actually glow differently when you are living your life the way that you deserve to live it.
Yeah.
Without the fixations and shit.
There's a question that I saw and it was like, is mental health or physical health more important to you right now? And I think when you're obviously mental health is something that is spoken about a lot, but I think if your mental health is good, I think you should be exercising that all the time. And that's by taking time to write in a journal in the morning, whatever it may be, the smallest things per day. I think if your mental health is obviously being exercised correctly, then in turn you're going to exercise correctly for your physical, if that makes sense, your well-being. And
yeah, true.
Which is so true. Like you said, think of your mental state in that time compared to now. And that's why it ebbs and flows with what you actually think is important to you. And there's some people who on the outside, they might look great and their mental health is great. And that's great. That's amazing. That's what you want. But yeah, and you have the energy, they have the same things, and that is so different for everyone. But yeah, I think what you said is so important. If you can sit around your family and you still have the same energy and you're feeling healthy, and yeah, you might not be what you were when you were 25 or 24, but internally if you've come that far, I think that's the most important thing. It's a journey.
Yeah, it definitely is. There was like a TikTok thing going around and it was like, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm ahead of where I was 2 years ago, and that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes back to that delayed gratification and also just taking a moment to be grateful. And, you know, because we just get so caught up on wanting to be elsewhere, like wanting to be in a different phase, wanting to look a different way or a way that we once were. And then we miss out on the opportunity to appreciate where we are now. Like how many times have you looked back at, say, photos that you took and you thought, oh, I hate that in the moment. But then you look back and you go, oh my God, slay the house down, queen. What the fuck?
Yep.
Why did I hate myself in that? It's because you're just so caught up. And even like before we walked into today's recording, like the way that you just like, yep, one take and done. Like B had to film clips to send off for like a casting thing. And the part of us that, you know, might have previously fixated on getting the perfect shot and making sure every second of that 10-second video you looked perfect. I mean, I think that you did. But like you can only like, I don't know, that aiming for perfection is just like doesn't get you anywhere.
No.
And it's just trying not to just control everything and just knowing that being present, appreciating where you are, not like holding on to this person that you once were or wish you looked like. And it never should be that much of a mission to achieve what you want. If that, it doesn't really make sense. It's very vague. And I'm trying to think like, the times where I've seen physical changes, it's because my mind was definitely in the right place and I was enjoying myself. Yeah, the times where it feels like a mental battle every day of like, oh, I really feel like a croissant, but I'm not going to have one because like X, Y, and Z. And then you end up eating 20 croissants
later.
Like that stuff, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, this is
this is like a
topic to constantly revisit.
Yeah, because as we're talking, it is such a personal experience and it's hard to talk about one thing when we're then bouncing to, oh my God, we felt like this at this point or whatever. So whatever, it's going to be a bit of all over the place.
Yeah, we'll revisit it.
Yeah, we'll revisit more specifically. You
guys might have perfect questions for us too after this. If you want us to hone in on a specific part of our relationship with, you know, diet and exercise and we can do that. But right now it's kind of just a massive brain dump.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, I get very passionate about it because
you've lived it. You've lived through different parts. So it's a experience that then you're putting yourself back there and then you're talking to yourself then.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's what I was thinking.
That.
The passion is coming because I'm like looking at that person who is me thinking, what do I wish I heard?
It's Lash Therapy Australia's 5th birthday, so head over, stock up on your lash and brow faves, and when you spend over $100, you get a cheeky little gift.
From lash serum to serum-infused mascaras, it's your chance to stock up and save big during their birthday sale. How many different types of exercise have you tried? So you started with your boxercise classes, box fit with your mum. Then you did weights.
Just normal, commercial gym on my own. And then I would go back to like a group class and then PT, one-on-one.
What was your first?
Boring.
Who was your first PT?
I don't know, just some random bloody burly
dude.
Gym.
Girl or boy?
A guy.
Yeah.
I've always had guys. And then, how's this? So why I stopped going there was because I had my first boyfriend. The street I did it on was his name. So we broke up and it was exactly his name. Full name was the street.
Whole entire what?
Swear. Yeah.
You're like, I can't go back.
I'm like, I can't. I'm not being reminded every day of that.
Yeah. Fair.
It was called literally his first name, his second name, Court.
The universe did not want you there.
get out. So I stopped going there.
What did you tell the PT? Hey,
change your gym or
can you please relocate?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't come.
But like, what the fuck are the chances of that? And his name isn't like a
like a John Brown.
Well, it's the first name's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that coincidence.
Oh, fuck. So funny. But then, I went, did that. And what else? I think I just did gym for a little bit, but I didn't like it. And now my routine is just it's the best for me right now. I just have my Pilates, mat Pilates, weight training with one of the girls, which I just love. And having that time together as well is something I used to always just be very much, like I said, just me, because it's my release, which it still is. But like having a mate there is just so much more fun.
Yeah, I think that's the benefits of variety. Like I think that sometimes when you're first getting into exercise, you think, okay, I'll sign up to this gym and I'll do this class Monday to Friday, but there's actually so much benefit to one, appreciating that class if you're then alternating the days with maybe, a bigger walk on one day where you're not going to the gym, and then going and doing weights with someone else, and like just mentally stimulating your brain throughout these different forms of exercise also sets you up for long-term success.
You did PT for a little. Obviously, like you said, your mind is you want to sort of go in, know what you're doing, or sort of be told what you're doing, like what you have to do. Then you don't have to think about it, right?
Yeah, someone always leads the way. This is the thing. I did those first arena classes, like those cardio HIIT classes, for a few months. And it was also around the time where I think I'd been collaborating with this meal delivery company for like a year prior to starting my exercise. And all of a sudden it gets to 6 months into this new routine I have, and my arms are so toned. And I think Isabel was over at my house, and I'd never been this lean before, but I actually didn't even notice that I was, because I was just loving my routine. And I was changing my top or something. She's laying on the bed, so my back's to her, and she goes, "Holy shit, Olivia." She's like, "You're jacked." And then like the down lighting and everything. And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Let me take a photo." And that was the first time that I was like, holy shit. But I was so like disconnected to my external appearance at the time. And this is the best thing about like being naive and ignorance is bliss and stuff, because I didn't know what it took to change my body. And I've all of a sudden accidentally just stumbled onto this phase of my life now where I'm so fit and I can work out for 2 hours and like hardly get puffed because I'm just consistent. And the naivety of it led me to there. And then the first time my circumstances changed and I realized that I was getting further away from that point, then the scrambling of how do I get back there starts. Then the pressure of not feeling like anything other than that lean point was worthy of showing up to a gym, because I was so used to being this bit little pocket rocket at the gym and having this stamina that I was like, oh my God, I don't know, my brain, it was so consuming, thinking that the person that I was, because I had changed from that lean point, wasn't worthy of that person. But it's all in my head. It's all what I think. No one else thinks that. It's just your standard, your beauty standard.
But that's so relatable. Like and this is why like even it's a little example, but with acting or whatever, they always say you want to be that child actors are the best actors. Why? Because they aren't aware, they don't care. They just walk in, do what they need to do. They're not worried about anything. It's like as soon as you bring that awareness or you have too much awareness, then it all goes fucking sideways.
Crazy.
It's so, and that's with anything. It's like, okay, we're going on such a tangent.
Hey,
Jesus.
just think, our listeners don't know what our intentions were for the ep.
Yeah.
So to them, we're right on track.
Yeah. But this even goes back to at the beginning of a relationship or beginning of talking to someone. You're talking, you don't really care yet. You're not that invested. So your feelings are like, you guys are better because you're like, oh, I'm throwing away comments, fun. It's as soon as you clock in, you go, wait, I actually have feelings or I'm really invested. Then you get too much or they get too much. And then it ruins the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
It's the same with exercise. You're like, oh, I'm just doing it, doing your thing. All of a sudden you're at that point that you always wanted to be. Now you know you're at that point. So then you're like, I need to stay here. I need to stay here. And then you go the opposite way because it's too much. And then you're back to fucking square one. It's like this cycle.
The too much awareness thing is huge because even
when you were speaking, I was like, that's what happened.
Yeah.
She brought that awareness, not obviously intending.
No.
But she's like, oh, fuck. And then you're like noticing it now. So you're like, oh, chasing
How
that.
do I keep it? And then, and then you think, oh, yeah, mind-boggling stuff.
I feel like this is going to be relatable in a wild way.
And, it is for a lot of us a very confronting sort of reflection to have or point to be at to be feeling these things, but it's just more of a reason for us to continuously talk about it because the fact that everyone does go through it. And I don't think that as a society we'll ever stop fixating on our external and even thinking about like language that the adults around us used to use when we were younger, about what's good and bad to eat and even the way that they would speak about themselves, the words that they would use, like all this stuff.
You absorb it all when you're young.
You having the Miss Universe thing, that's obviously encouraging of a certain routine and all of that. Are you feeling any certain shifts coming back from that now? Because it's almost like, this is an extreme analogy, but when people do like bodybuilding competitions, you're so locked in for this one goal and you want to feel and show up in a certain way that when you come away and you don't have that timeline of I'm going to be on stage, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be doing this at this date.
Yeah.
What do you like, how do you feel about your mentality around your routine coming out of that? Like, are you still wanting to maintain that sort of routine standard, knowing that there isn't this end date, or how has that changed your motivation if it even has, like not having that big goal? Did I say that right?
Yeah. It definitely has. Like I had that moment probably last week where I felt this like whole flustered of like, oh my God, I don't have anything.
What am I working towards?
Yeah. Because for me, I do need something to be, I thought I needed something to be working towards to be able to stay consistent. So I definitely had that freak out last week, I would say. And I was like, okay, just reset, just sort of rewire your brain, just sort of pretend, or if that's my way of getting through it, pretending like, okay, in a month, I might have you're just always being prepared or on guard, like, oh, I might want to go do this. I've been fibbing, I guess, my brain.
But that's that fake it till you make it mentality, which works a lot of the time.
Yeah, it works. But then I guess I feel like different in myself because I enjoyed what I was doing so much that I just know I'm not going to stop or go backwards, and I have a healthy balance. And I'm like, okay, it felt nice to be like, I'm out on the weekend, I'm going to have the dessert. Whereas, for Miss Universe, I wouldn't have it. So that's changed, but it's fine. It's not like I was depriving myself, but I'm a bit more lenient, which feels nice because I know I'm going to rock up to the gym the next day. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. And I think in moments where you might feel that like overwhelming sense of losing control, even though nothing's changed or different, it does play a role, like a role on your subconscious when you don't have that big grand goal, and you do have to take maybe more intentional time to realign yourself with everything's okay. What I'm doing this moment is still aligning with the person that I want to be. And that's all you can really focus on. But I do feel like it's such a common thing to have this big fallout afterwards. And then you kind of do all these things that maybe you felt like you weren't. And it's all mentality. It's all in your mind. But there doesn't have to be such a big come down from that. Yeah, so I'm so glad to hear that there's just that intentional realignment of like, well, the routine I had prior to was all stuff that I love. So I don't need to be in fear that things are going to drastically change up just because I don't have this goal anymore.
Yeah. And that's what comes down to just the mindset of it being a longevity thing for like your health and like you said, to be a mum one day and whatever. Like you need something that's sustainable. It's a good question though.
Yeah. I do think, so you go.
There you go.
I do think too, taking time to acknowledge everything as an achievement rather than having these specific boxes. For example, you have the goal of going for a walk one day, but you don't quite walk for, like your goal in this box is 10,000 steps on one walk, you know? And then if you go for a walk around the grocery store for half an hour, you're not ticking that box because that's not what your goal was. But getting older and like understanding the value and balance and being healthy is ticking that box, even if it was just a grocery walk. That's still movement, like acknowledging different things. It's not really a matter of making your goals less specific. It's more just acknowledging feeling accomplished even when they don't turn out exactly how you want them to, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
definitely. And even seeing like a sleep in as accomplishment or something rather than going, I really wanted to get up at 5 a.m. today, but I slept until 5:30. You're still ticking a box and accomplishing something that's good for you. And it's just about rewiring your brain. And yeah, it's just all a perspective thing too.
Oh my God.
Like it is crazy.
We could fucking dive into it for like 2 more hours.
Yeah.
Because it is all perspective, everything.
And this is a lot of these massive turning points and massive mindset things that I constantly return to, and a lot of the internal talk that helps me to this day after overcoming these different phases. And we're going to get into like binge eating and all of this stuff because it goes hand in hand. A lot of this internal talk and things that help me get appropriate, proactive, helpful perspective is talking to people and going to therapy. So another encouragement, I guess, is that if you are feeling a bit scattered with your mindset and your thoughts and you can't really grasp control or direction with, you know, body image and exercise and diet and all of that stuff, going to therapy is very beneficial because it gives you these tools that you might not use. Like, to be honest, in the moment when someone's saying, oh, you know, just think like this, you're like, shut up.
It doesn't sink in
I still want to eat all them donuts in one sitting, okay? Like, but it's the delayed gratification because now, like a year on from turning a page, all of these things that I learned 2 years ago are now helping
coming
me.
in.
Yeah. Oh my God. Lucky Justin got us water because goddamn.
And, you know, we've had a lot of people write in about the whole, you know, binge eating topic, and it's not something we've forgotten about. And that's something that I can't wait for you to share, but I also know it's something we want to say in the correct way. But so many people are going to relate to everything that you're saying. And I saw it all coming out today. You're like,
this is like a soft launch for that because this is it. Oh, this is kind of like grooming me to feel that passion that I have for the things that I've learned. Because
and I think you have that. Like you've shown that. We're both you've shown it, and that just speaks volumes of how much work you've done. When you do get all passionate about something you've been through, because you know you can actually speak on it in a confident way, know what you're talking about because you've been through and experienced it, and also give a outcome sort of thing or like a little, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I think the biggest hesitation and like whenever we'd approach a week and B's like, so whenever you're ready, but like she'll just like go quiet. I think you're just waiting for me to give the green light. But there's been at least 2 weeks where we've planned to talk about it and I approach it and I just go, I don't know if I'm in the right headspace. But that goes back to acknowledging things as an accomplishment even when they don't pan out to be the way that you expected them to be. And also my perspective on how I want to speak about like how I want to kind of structure that episode has changed a lot as well. It doesn't always, and you made a good point. You said like try not to make it think that it has to be all about you. Like it's not me sitting here bearing it all. It can almost be, you know, more of a discussion. And then throughout that discussion, I share my personal experience. It's not like I'm on the stand and I have to just go, this is my reality.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am excited. And like I said just before, this kind of feels like a soft launch for it. And I do feel more excited, like having oozed that passion in even just today's conversation.
Loved it. Love seeing the passionate side.
Drop the F-bomb. Yeah. That's when you know she's,
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps up today's episode. Love when we just get on a roll and there's no pauses and I need to drink water because I'm, you know, getting into it.
Yeah. We hope you followed around and us females' brains do that anyway. So I know that we can all relate to what happened. But if you do have any, like we said earlier, if you have any questions that you want us to come more into about what we've said,
just DM our Instagram page. It is Liv and Let B podcast. That's our Instagram handle. And our email is chat@llb.com. So you are welcome to email through any story times or questions to there. If you aren't already, our Instagram is quite entertaining. We actually just did a skit last time we recorded and it was so fun. But we are enjoying, sharing more candid sort of stuff over on Instagram and also like snippets of upcoming episodes. So make sure to go and check that out. We have a TikTok too. I'm sure you'll find it. There's a link tree.
Yeah.
YouTube, if you will.
Yes. And
all that stuff.
Follow, subscribe. I think it's such a weird thing to say. But when you do that on Spotify, it makes a big difference. So like, follow, subscribe, comment, whatever it is. So we love you guys.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening to us. Yeah. And you got this. Wherever you are in your stage of life and your journey, you got this. Okay, see you.